next couple of weeks. So we wanted to do this today before the January session because we will be working on Kiko in Jan. So what's the current situation at the moment is all the venue stuff that you put in your schedules for the venues are successfully uh, scheduled and deployed on POS. So when you go on Kiko on the first day of the session, you will see the names that you put on Kiko, except of course for those who did not finish the trainings. So the trainings, there are two options for this, two scenarios. The first is they finished the trainings before the session. You will just need to search by their name. Qudra will show you how, and you will log them in and out. If they did not finish the trainings, we will, insist during the session for them to finish the trainings. But of course, either way, we will still use the timesheets, Excel sheets, and along with Kiko, because this is just, we are still trying the system. So we will still use both, both methods. Okay. Kutra, thank you very much for coming today, and we're all yours.
Okay, thanks, Hashim. Hi, everyone. My name is Kudra, and I'm from I work with the systems development team in British Council. I am the system coordinator, solely in charge of Kiko and VSP, and today we'll be looking at Kiko. As Hashim has mentioned, starting next year, you will be using the Kiko app to clock in and clock out the exam session so that it can be recorded on BOSS for automatic calculation of payments to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you to show you how Kiko works. So Kiko is clock in and clock out, in short. Let me go ahead and share my screen with you. Okay, please let me know if you can see my screen.
Okay.
Okay, so today I'm not using the live environment, but the environment that we use for testing, which is more or less the same as the production environment that you will be using on test day. So Kiko has the app in full is clock in and clock out, and this is a system that will enable you capture the test day session start and end times. Also to record the people that have been active in the test session, the invigilators plus the supervisors themselves, without having to manually record things on paper, probably like you are currently doing, to log which time each of the venue staff has arrived at the venue and the time they've started working and everything else. So you need to look at Kiko in a way that you are moving away from the manual, from logging everything that you've been doing on test day on paper to now doing it on the system, which will be more time saving, which will be more convenient and very easy to use because all the records are kept on the system and can easily be tracked and edited if required. So on my screen, you can see the Kiko page. Welcome to Kiko. So Kiko is an app, and when you use Kiko on your phone, it would look quite different. The interface would look quite different, but you can download the app if required and put it on your phone. Once you access Kiko on your phone, then you get a prompt asking you if you would want to save it and download it on your phone. And when you click yes, then it's okay. You'll be able to download the app and you'll be able to see the icon of the app on your phone. So Kiko is like a web-based version. If you decide I'm just going to use the Kiko via a browser, Google Chrome, Firefox, or anything, you can use it on any phone as long as you have internet. It doesn't require like high-end phones that have currently been released. No, any phone you can use Kiko on any phone as long as you have internet connection and you have some bit of space on your phone whereby the phone is not full to to not allow you to access any apps. Okay, so this is a welcome to CICO screen. Please, if you have any questions or comments or anything that you'd like to raise, you can stop me along the way. Hashem will be monitoring that and he'll be letting me know so that I can pause and take the questions. Okay, so logging in. Okay, so now if it's your first time to access Kiko or your first time to access the venue staff portal, there is a new security feature that was introduced whereby it's an additional security layer for when you are logging into Kiko or the venue staff portal. So after you input your username and the password, you'll get two options because you have to use a code for each time you're logging into Kiko or to VSP. So you'll have these two options to set up what we call the two-factor authentication. And you have the first option, which is email verification, and you have the authenticator application. So I'll just talk about the authenticator application briefly. If you want to go ahead and receive your codes via the authenticator application, then you have to click on setup application here. Once you click on setup application, you will get a QR code that you will scan and add onto your authenticator app that you have already downloaded. Hashem has a how-to guide that has been shared with him, and he will forward this to you as well to make it easy for you to understand the authenticator process of logging into Kiko or VSP. So for now, I'm going to I'm going to select to receive my codes via email verification. If I check the box that I confirm to get my security code to my registered email address. So the email address here that you'll be getting the codes on will be the email address that you are using to log into your VSP and your Kiko app. So when I check the box, I'll then click on send authentication code, and then I'll go to the screen. So when I click send authentication code, the code will then be sent to my email, and I'll have to input the code here under the verification code and then click on verify. If at all you do not receive the code the first time, or if it has expired, you can easily click on resend code and the new code will be sent to your email address. So I'll go to the email to check the code sent. So the email address
Want to
that
add
will Mhm.
this all she did right now is only you will only do it for the first time only. Next time
Correct.
when you log in, you will
Mhm.
just log in. You will not need to do all of this.
Mhm.
It will just be the first time on the device.
Right. So the email that will come to your inbox with the code will be this kind of email. The recipient, this is your email address, and then the subject will be British Council Account Security Code. And then when you read the email, the code will be in there. So this code is valid for only 2 minutes. If you copy and paste the code here after 2 minutes, the code will be expired, and therefore it will show you that the code is expired and you not just like I have here, verification code is invalid. That is because it took long to copy and paste the code. So what I'll do again is to click on the same code for me to get a new code. Okay, so this is the new code, and I'll go ahead and click on verify. Okay, so now I am in, and after you've entered, again, like Hashim has mentioned, this is a one-time thing only. You choosing which method to receive your authentication codes is a one-time process only. But if you are to continue logging in, you'll be asked to input codes from your email, like I'll show you. So you have these other backup codes right after you log in. So they're telling you make a copy of your codes and save them someplace safe. So if you make a copy of these codes or maybe take a screenshot or save them somewhere, these codes can only be used one time. Each of these codes can only be used once, and they can be used in cases where, one, you do not have access to your email to get the MFK, to receive the MFA code, or there is something wrong and maybe you don't have good connectivity. You can always come here, just copy this as a backup code, and then input the code and then log in. This is only encouraged when you do not have access to either your authenticator app or your email address to get the real-time codes. Because once you use all these codes, then they are exhausted and you can't use any other codes. So it is encouraged for you to always use the real-time codes that come through your email, just like this one. Okay, so I'll click back to. Okay, so after that, you will be required to set up a PIN. This PIN will be used for when you are using CICO in offline mode, and we shall look at that as we continue. So it is a one-time PIN that you can set up just once, and it can be changed if you want to change it or update it when you log into CICO. So you set the PIN just this one time and then click save. If you forget the PIN, then if you forget the PIN and you're required to enter it, then the only solution that can be done is for us to reset your MFA in the database in the back office. Okay, so now we have the CICO interface. The interface I have here is the same thing that you'll be seeing on your mobile phone if you use CICO on your mobile phone for the test session. So here we see we have the allocation list and the details, the venue, British Council Cairo, and the location is Agoza branch. The date is December 21st, and the session has to start at 4:30 and end at 22:30. And these are the details of the venue. And these are the details of the exam session that will be happening. So you have the assigned papers, IELTS, ICD, listening, reading, and writing, LCD, listening, reading, and writing. So this shows you the session that is going to be happening. So for one to see these details when they have logged into CICO, they have to be a supervisor like you on the call or an invigilator that has been given the super user role for the day. For any other invigilator who has not been given the super user role, the senior user role for the day, when they log into CICO, they will not be seeing these details anywhere. It will just be a blank page and they can't do anything with it. So as a supervisor for the day, this is what you'll be seeing. You have the allocations, you have the test delivery monitoring tab, and you have the My Profile tab. So also, in case you are a supervisor, but you have been allocated as an invigilator for the test day, then you will not be seeing the test delivery monitoring tab. The test delivery monitoring tab can only be seen by the supervisors and the assistant supervisors, and that is if you've been allocated for the test session with that role of supervisor and assistant supervisor. And then you have the My Profile tab that shows your details. So we'll go ahead and click on details under the allocation list. Now on details here, you'll be shown the details of the venue staff of the day. Sorry. You'll be shown all the details of the venue staff that you'll be working with on the session. So here it is showing you not clocked in, 7 out of 7, meaning we have a total number of 7 venue staff that have been allocated to work on the session. It is showing you the number of venue staff clocked in, showing you number of venue staff on the break, those that have been clocked out and those that have been absent. So before you start test session, you need to come on CICO and clock yourself in. Now, what happens at clocking is that you cannot clock in any other venue staff before you, the supervisor with the senior role, clocks themselves before you clock yourself in. So just to show you, if I click here on invigilator, one of the invigilators, it is just showing the details, the main building, the floor, the room, planned start time, and then the end time plus the assigned papers. There is no clock in button anywhere, and that is because as the supervisor of the day, they have not yet clocked themselves in. So I'll go ahead and click clock me in because I'm the supervisor of the day. So the reason why I'm getting this is because, just a second. The reason why I'm getting that is because of the time. It is scheduled, the exam was scheduled to start at 4:30 and I'm starting a bit later. However, when you start on time, you will not be getting any of these exception reasons. So I'll say late arrival, exam pickup. This is if you have been to office to pick up the exam material and maybe you were delayed on your way to the exam venue. So this late arrival exam material pickup will be a paid one. If it is just a late arrival and someone just came in late to the venue, then this will not be paid if it is only a late arrival. So I'll go ahead and select late arrival exam material pickup and then click OK. So now I have clocked myself in, and you can see here on the clocked in venue staff, when I click on clocked in, it will show the venue staff that has been clocked in. So to clock in other venue staff, again, I go back to non-clocked in and I select one venue staff at a time. Invigilator, this is the person, clock them in. Again, I'll have to choose a reason why we are starting later than the exam time, and I'll say late arrival, exam material pickup, okay. So I'll go ahead and clock in a number of invigilators. Okay, so now I'll say this, if for any venue staff who are absent but were already allocated in the session, you can go ahead and mark them absent if the person has not showed up. So again, you have a number of reasons as to why you are marking the person absent. Did the person cancel? Did the person or is the person absent because they were told maybe to take on a different task, and that is absent paid, there is absent authorized unpaid, absent unauthorized unpaid. So depending on the reason as to why the person is absent, then you go ahead and take one. So you cannot tick more than one reasons. It has to be only one reason. So I'll say the person cancelled, then okay. Okay, then another invigilator. Yeah, so let's go back here. So here we have the absent person, and the person had the role of a supervisor. So if I want to allocate another supervisor for the day, then under the clocked in invigilators, and that is after you have agreed with the test coordinators or the resourcing managers or officers that, well, this person is absent, maybe we can replace them with a new supervisor. Then let's say there's this invigilator. I clock them in. Sorry. So we have this invigilator who can also be a supervisor. You can go ahead and change their role on test day and mark them as a supervisor from an invigilator. But that is after getting the authorization that is required. Then, okay. So after I change the role, I go ahead and clock them in. Again, late arrival, exam material pickup. We have another invigilator and I'll mark them as absent. Let's say cancelled, then okay. So if they have been marked as absent and you want to add a comment for to that person who has cancelled, you can go ahead and add a comment. If you want like the test day coordinator in the country to be able to understand the reason as to why you mark the person absent, you can just go ahead and add any reason there. It is up to 2,000 characters, so that is those are enough for you to put any reason, however long or big it is, it will fit in here, and then you can save the comment. So once the session has been closed, the test day coordinator will be able to view the comment that you added on here for this venue staff. Then I'll go ahead here and I have on the invigilator, and then I'll clock them in. Okay, so after I have clocked everyone in, then the session has now started and the time has been recorded for each person who has already been clocked in. So we have a new functionality of adding comments. If during the session you want to add any comment about what's happening or any changes or anything that is happening at the session that you think you may forget to mention to the tester coordinators or that you want the tester coordinators to see, you can just go ahead and click on the clocked in venue staff. Then let's say this invigilator, and then you'll go ahead again and add a comment on there and then save the comment. So what happens for the comment is once a new comment is added, then the previous comment will be erased, it will disappear. So for now we have the comment absent. If I go ahead and add a new comment and I save, so here we can see that absent has gone off and now we have this comment showing. So the latest comment is the comment that is kept on the system for each venue staff that you decide to comment on. Okay. So now the other functionality that we have here is we have to absent venue staff here, and let's say you are short-staffed at the venue and you need 2 more venue staff to work. So let's say you've already contacted the 2 or the center team has told you these 2 people are present, please add them on test day. You can easily go here on add staff. These are people who have not been allocated yet, but they've given you the names of the 2 people that you can allocate. So you can select a role for the venue staff that you want to add. Let's say you want to add an invigilator. Then you select the role as the invigilator, and then you can either search from the list and get the name, then click check that, and then okay. Or you could scroll through the list if you don't have like a number of names to see who's available and then click on them and then again, okay. So after you have added the staff, you still have to go ahead and clock them in because now these are the 2 venue staff that I have added, the 2 invigilators that I have added, and now I need to clock them in because they're not clocked in. So I have to go ahead, click on clock in and clock them in. Okay, so now you have made up for your 2 missing invigilators for the day that were absent, and you've been able to add them here and plug them in. And now the session has started. You've started working on the session and everything else. Now we have a newly added functionality as well, that is add break. Now, the ad break functionality here is not about, well, the venue staff needs to take a toilet break of 2 minutes and then I'll put them on a break. No, it is, for example, I'll say if you have an all day session that is running, if a session has been planned, has an all-day session, let's say for speaking, and the speaking is starting from 8 a.m., ending at 5 p.m., meaning there's no break in there, and that is the time that has been allocated on both. So if at all you have invigilators who want to take a lunch break, or you have a mandatory break in there, and the country team has suggested, well, at 13 hours, you can go ahead and take a break, have your lunch break or rest or something, and then after you can go ahead and resume. Then for you to add a break, as a supervisor using the app, you can add your own break by clicking here on add a break. So here they're telling you you are about to start a break. Please confirm. Do you have any comment to add? The comment is not mandatory. If you don't have, you can leave it blank and then you can click on confirm. So here we can see that we have one person who is on a break right here. So if you want to add a break for other venue staff that you have clocked in already, you cannot add a break if you have not clocked in the venue staff on CICO. You'll not be able to add a break. So you have to go under the clocked in, select a name, and then click on add break. If you have a comment again, you can put it there and then confirm. I'll put one more person on a break, add a break, put in a comment. Comment is not mandatory again. So if you don't have a comment, you can leave it out and then click confirm. Okay. So now here we see we have everyone has been clocked in. We have 0 out of 9 clocked in, and then we have 4 out of 9 clocked in, and then we have 3 people who are on a break. No one has been clocked out, and we have 2 people who are absent. So when I click on a break tab and I want to end the break of the different venue staff, I just go on a break to this tab, and then I click on it and I'll see the venue staff who are out on a break. If they are back in the room to resume their working, then I'll just click on the name and then click on end a break and then confirm. So that venue staff's break has ended, as easy as that. Okay, again on a break. So let me take everyone off our break. So again, on a break tab, look for the venue staff and then click on end break. So one thing to note here is that you cannot clock out of the session before everyone else has been before all the breaks have ended. So if we have this one person and we want to clock out the session and close the test day, the system will not allow you because there is still this one person who is on a break. So you cannot close down the test day until you go and end the break of that one person. Confirm. So you have to make sure that here on the tab showing that the venue staff on a break, there is no one at all, and it is a 0, and that is when you'll be able to clock everyone out and close the session. Any questions this far from anyone or comments? Okay, silence means everything is okay, so I'll continue. Okay, so that's it about the allocations and clocking in people, then adding people on a break. Now, if we go ahead here and Hashem, do you want me to talk about test delivery monitoring, or I can leave that out?
I just want you to know we have the expert. So if you don't understand anything, please speak up and ask her because she is the one with the most knowledge of the system, more than any of us. So this is a chance for you all to, if you don't know understand anything, please speak up and let her know so that she knows what's missing from what she's saying. Okay? Thank you.
Okay. Should I go ahead with test delivery monitoring, or I can skip that for now? Hashem, that's a question for you. Okay, I'll briefly talk about test delivery monitoring as well. This may not be used now, but probably in the future when they tell you that now we have the test delivery monitoring and it has to be done on CICO. So currently, I know the practice is get the test delivery monitoring form and then go ahead and monitor the venue staff during the test session and write the outcome on the form and then submit it. Now we have this improved feature on CICO, and test delivery monitoring can be done online. So the monitoring can only be done by supervisors and assistant supervisors. If someone has been allocated as an invigilator, they will not be able to see the test delivery monitoring tab, but only supervisors and assistant supervisors will be able to see this. So supervisors can monitor assistant supervisors and the invigilators. Assistant supervisors can monitor the invigilators and marshals and everyone else apart from the supervisor. So if at all you want to, let's say, monitor venue staff for the session, you just go right here on test delivery monitoring, and then here under monitored you'll be able to see who is due for monitoring, who is late, who has not been monitored, who has been monitored, who has an unsatisfactory rating, and not synced for when the monitoring has happened, but it has not yet been synced to the system. So when I click on non-monitored, I'll say I'm going to monitor this invigilator, and I'll click on their name and then click the evaluate button. So just like everything that you have on the form that you are using right now, we have the KPIs, the key performance indicators that are on the form that you're using right now, and we have the score, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. So we have the punctuality, professionalism, but when you look at these KPIs, you see that we have some that are highlighted, which are like the most important ones and carry the heavy weight. So even though someone, let's say, scores 10 in everything else and they have like a 5 in thorough ID, you'll find that their performance is unsatisfactory because we are trying to look at the key elements of the monitoring, like the thorough. So these are the elements that have the stars on them. So we have the thorough ID check at the time of registration and during the test. We have the confidential material security. There's adherence to safeguarding, child protection and health and safety policies, and then adherence to awarding body specific requirements. So according to how you're seeing the venue staff performing on the test session, maybe let's say I'll go ahead and give them a 10 in everything. This person has been excellent, they're doing everything the right way, and then I click next. After that, the monitoring outcome shows here. The monitoring outcome is excellent. So if the supervisor has any feedback for the invigilator or that they would want the center staff to see, they can go ahead and input it here. But it is optional because the person's monitoring outcome is excellence. And here the action, they're showing you no action is required, then click on finish. So when you click on finish, you'll get a prompt showing you are about to set test delivery monitoring results. Once these results are saved, you cannot modify them. Click save to continue and send results to boss, or cancel to review your monitoring again. If you want to cancel, you can click on cancel, and if you want to go ahead and save, you can click on save. So once you have clicked on save, then monitoring is saved and you are not able to change it. So I'll go ahead and monitor someone else, evaluate, and this time this person receive an unsatisfactory rating. And then next. So here you can see the monitoring outcome is unsatisfactory. So if the outcome is unsatisfactory, then the supervisor will be required to give feedback. So they have to put in something, maybe their observations during the test session or any other comments that they were able to notice during the test session, and they'll be able to fill them in as to why the venue staff has unsatisfactory rating. And then you can see here action required is additional training, and then you can set a follow-up date for the venue staff, let's say 31st December, and then click finish. Again, you get the prompt telling you are about to save and you cannot modify after you have saved. Then I'll go ahead and click save.
Kudra, we have a question.
Yes, please.
And
Please go ahead and ask the question.
Imani, you are muted, huh? We don't hear you.
يوسف محمد ده نزل اصلا في ايه في شهر
طيب I think it's a mistake.
قلت له الاكسترا بيمنت اللي زادت 350 دول هيبقوا ديدكتد
Okay, Hagar.
Anyways, I can't unmute myself.
Hi, Amir.
Hi all. And I want to ask about the KPIs.
Hi.
Sorry, I want to ask about the KPIs.
Okay.
The form that we have or that already did before, it has a percentage. Each question has a percentage, say 5%, 6%, 7%, whatever. Now we have to give the person the maximum. We have to calculate it. And if it is 5%, we have to put it as if the invigilator took all the marks, we have to calculate it and put it 10, or it is the 5.
Sorry, I don't think I understood that.
It's not different at all from the form. Like if you used to, it's the very same in the form you used to put from 1 to 10, right?
Yes, it is from 1 to 10. Yes, but each question has an average. Maybe 7, maybe 6, maybe
it's the same.
8. No, it is not the same. It means that not the same. If I have put for somebody 7 or of 7, it is not the same. It seems not the same, because once I did the KPIs before, all my invigilators didn't get excellent in this way.
It's because the weightage of the KPIs are different from each other. So it depends on the KPI itself. If it's if the weightage, if it's a very important one and you give her a 7, this will have an impact.
If I give the invigilator 7 of 7 out of 7, that means 10%, the full mark, right?
But there is no 7 out of 7. It's all 7 out of 10.
On the system, it appears 7. That means.
Okay, in the photos in Kudra's right now, all the KPIs are from 1 to 10. Okay, 10 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. If you give her a 7,
then
yes,
new one.
Yes. If you give her a 7, this is a moderate, so she will probably have a moderate KPIs.
No, I think that I missed the last session, because really I gave some of the very excellent invigilator of mine 7 of 7, and didn't appear on the system that is excellent.
Because 7 cannot be an excellent. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but it is the full mark on the question.
Well, with the new system, it's 10. So you will probably need to give her a 9 or a
Okay,
10.
I think that
Okay.
this is the missed point I have. I did it
Mhm.
before.
It's okay.
Uh, Okay,
It's
thank
okay.
you.
Hagar?
Hi,
Hi.
do you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How are you doing first? I have a question because I have like poor connection here. So the test delivery monitoring, we have to do it on daily basis or it's like at the
No, no,
end
no.
of the session
We will just do
have
it
to do it.
once per session. So you guys will be free to choose when, but we will probably do it on a big day. But it's gonna be one time per session. But that's all. But it will not be a daily thing, of course. We don't have the time. Okay.
Sorry. Even if this the big day, not a practical one, and already attend the practical
Well, see,
exams.
it's usually yani, the QCA thing, we have to do performance monitoring once per year. So even if we do it anytime, it's okay. But we will just try to do it in January, even though we did it in May, June, so that we can try the system because the performance thing, this thing on the system, it's one of the best things on the system to use. So that's why we will do it again in January. But it will be only one time per session. Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you for that, Hashim. I'll move forward. Okay. So again, to finish up test delivery monitoring, when you look on the tab that we have for test delivery monitoring, then you'll be able to see who has been monitored. You click there and it will show. And then uh, and those who are not yet being monitored, and those who are late, those who are due and those who are late. So we see that two people have been monitored and they are showing here, the names are showing here, and they're showing you until when they have been scheduled for that for their next delivery monitoring. So this person has 10 days because it was unsatisfactory and the supervisor input a follow-up date. This person has 90 days because it's a mandatory monitoring of, let's say, IELTS in once in a quarter, and that is why now they have 90 days. However, venue staff can be monitored anytime. Currently, I know it is, let's say, once a quarter for IELTS, but if the center staff require venue staff to be remonitored, then you can go ahead and remonitor them for any other session when they have been allocated to work, and that will work fine. Okay, so back to allocations. So if the test session has gone on and everything has gone according to plan and it has been successfully implemented, then we can go ahead and clock out everyone else because the session has ended. So to clock people out, you go under the clocked in tab, and the supervisor or invigilator or the senior role for the day will have to clock everyone out first and then clock themselves out lastly. So I'll go ahead and clock out. So here, let me show you. So here we can see the planned end time was 23:45 hours, meaning if I clock out now, it is going to be before the 23 hours. So when I click on clock out, then I'll have to give a reason as to why we are clocking out early for the session. So we have no show candidates, meaning the candidate didn't show up, or leave early, which will be still paid. Leaving early because I mean the session ended earlier than planned, or leave early and paid. So here, leave early unpaid is for when probably one of the invigilators was already working, but they're like, okay, now I have to leave. Maybe something urgent has come up or something like that, then it will be leave early unpaid. So I'll go with no show candidates and then click OK. Again, if you want to add a comment, you can click on add comment to add any comment. Back to clocked in. And clock this person out. And show candidates. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and change this to offline mode. And say, let's say this is offline. So you see, you have lost your internet connection, offline mode has started. So this is when you are going to use CICO in offline mode. So offline mode has started, but you are clocking people out and you can still go ahead and do that. So again, I'll go on clocked in, invigilator, clock out. Just second. Yes, so back to offline mode. Clock out. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. When you're in offline mode and you're making any changes on CICO, you will see this icon here that is showing. So this means this has to be synced because the changes are being done in offline mode. Now this has to be synced again when you get online for the data to sync to both and for the timesheets to be recorded with the correct information. So here you'll see data not synced. So when you see data not synced, just know you don't have connectivity, and here it is showing you are in offline mode. So that is why the data has not been synced. So I'll go back again, details, log out. Okay, then I can still add a comment all in offline mode, and then okay, so even here the comment is showing you it has not yet been synced to the live environment. Then back to clocked in, clock out. And now we only have one person who's not yet clocked out, and that is me. So again, when you go back to allocation, remember we are working in offline mode, so the data is not yet synced. And then, so we have data not yet synced, and when you click on the details, it is still showing you that data is not yet synced. So you can, anytime you go back online, just make sure it is within a period of before midnight the following day, and you should get back online for the data to sync. Otherwise, then the real-time data from CICO will not be synced if it is after the day has closed for the session. So I'll close this and we'll go back to online mode. So here you can see data sync, still syncing, and then loading, and then data loaded. So here you see that there's no notification at all showing you that you're in offline mode or data has not been synced. So if there's no notification there, that means you have connected to the internet and again, and the data has been synced in real time. So then finally, I'll clock myself out because the session has ended. Okay. And then you get a notice exam day is closed. When the exam day is closed, you cannot clock in people again, because here it won't show you not clocked in people. There is no one to clock in because that session has ended, but it is showing you the results of the session, and it is showing you the 7 people that are being clocked out and the 2 people that are absent. So if exam day is closed, you will not be able to clock in and start the session again because it has ended. And that is how clocking in and clock out works. Any questions?
Can I ask now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes. Can I ask about when it is paid, yani clock out early paid, and when it is will be unpaid? If it is a schedule, say I have a schedule from say 8 to 3:30, and I finished my work and left at 3. This is unpaid or paid? The schedule, the original schedule, 3:30.
If it's 3:30 and you have to leave at 3,
At 3.
that means that the 30 minutes will not be paid for because you are leaving early.
In this way, I will put it unpaid, and when
Yes.
I will put it paid, early
When
paid.
you are putting it to paid is when the whole exam session, let's say it was a school session planned to end at 3:30. However, it has happened that it has ended at 3, meaning the whole exam session is closed, so you can go ahead and clock out everyone because the session has ended early, but you'll still be paid for your 30 minutes.
Okay, in case of emergency and in case something happened in the for the exams, that's it. That will be paid.
Yes, that will be paid. But if
Okay.
it's on a personal basis of, oh, I have to leave early.
In this way, I have to take an approval to get
Yes.
it paid, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. The other question, and if the assistant is the one who's responsible for the clock in and out, that means she will be the last one, right? Not me, not the
Yes,
supervisor.
yes.
Okay, she will clock me out and then she will clock her out, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
So that
Hello, Hashem. Hi, Quadra. I have a
Hello.
question, please. About the break. Let's say we have 2 exams per day, one an AM session and one another one PM session. And there is like an hour or more in between. But no one left the venue. The invigilators, the venue staff, they are all here because there is no time to go home and come back for the PM session. Should I keep their status as in break or not? In this case, will they be paid or unpaid? What does in break mean?
the
Okay.
break, it's the same process, Miss Wafa. Like what you used to do is you used to clock them out and then you used to clock them in again. So the between hour is not paid. So
It's not paid, even though
it's
it's
the
only
same.
1 hour and they are still in the venue.
Yes,
They
the
didn't
the
use their
process will
time.
not change. Like the number of hours, everything, nothing isn't changing. It's only the system that we are using. So what we will do is we will collect the people. We will put the people in session AM and PM together, and you guys will need to just in the in between hour, you will need to put them in break and then out of the break instead of clocking them out and then in again. So the break is
Okay,
just
so the break will be paid,
not paid,
not paid.
not paid. Like before, it was the between
Is
the
there a
session.
limit?
Was it paid? No, it was not paid.
Is there a limit, like 30 minutes or an hour or 2?
It's just like what we used to do. The in between the AM session and PM session. The whatever the time is, that's your break. Because we don't want to say a specific time because sometimes an exam finishes like later than another. So there will be no specific timing for the break. But all I'm saying is once the invigilator finishes the AM session, they should be in break. And once they are going to start the PM session, the out of the break. Okay?
Okay, I have another question, please.
Yes.
Let's say in large venues with large venue staffs,
Mhm.
It will take just few seconds or maybe a minute or so,
So-
to clock each one in, correct?
Mhm.
So it might take about more than 15 minutes, for example,
True.
to clock in everyone.
Mhm.
And they were all present, let's say at
Mhm.
7:15 or 7:30.
Mhm.
The person who will be clocked in last, how will
Okay. So
compensate his
what
time?
we think we will do is like everyone in the control room will be a senior role. Everyone in the control room will have the access to clock in people and clock out people. So, for example, if you are in a big session, if you are in a big day and you have like let's say 3 assistants, so there is 4 of you. What we are thinking is you guys can split the names between the 3 assistants or between all of you. So each one will, let's say, will have 10 names. They will be responsible to plug them in and then out. So this way, it will not take more than 15 minutes to plug in people. It will not be just a one-man job. That's the best thing about it. It can be splitted between your control room staff.
Okay, let's say Hashem, after splitting the list, there is a difference of 15 minutes between the first one and the last one. And the last one was present at the same time as he should be in the building.
The
How
system
will
will
I
understand as
compensate
long
this
as
time?
it's less than 15 minutes or it's 15 minutes, the system will automatically count it as 7 a.m.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank
If
you.
it's more than
Thank you.
15 minutes, then it will ask you for a reason. And the reason will be like whatever it is that says that they will get paid for the 15 minutes. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Mary.
Hi, Hashim. I want to ask about if I'm not going to use the break option, I'm just going to clock in people and then clock them out as I'm scheduled them for AM in a shift and for PM another shift. So I used to clock in and clock out people for each session. Is it okay, or I have to go for the break option?
Okay. Unfortunately, you cannot do that because the boss system that we use to deploy the venue stuff for Kiko, it's a very manual thing. So, for example, imagine with me you have 20 venue stuff, okay, that you have in per day. What we do is on the boss, we drag each name for each session one by one to deploy them. So if we were to have AM session and PM session, we will have to do this twice per day, which is too much for us. We cannot do that. And I'm not talking about January session, I'm talking about May, June. So imagine we have to do this every day, twice. So that's like 40 names that's for one venue. That's too much. So the going around this is to deploy people one time, and that's when we can use the break function. It's the very same, Mary. You don't it like instead of just clocking out and clocking in, you will put them on break and unbreak. That's all.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. Iman?
Yes, I'm asking a lot of questions.
Okay.
If the same about the break. If already I assigned an invigilator AM session, and for any reason somebody will be absent or something like that, and the same invigilator I didn't clocking her in, I didn't clock her. I don't clock her out and continue for the next session اللي هو PM sessions.
Mhm.
In this
It will be
case,
paid. She will be
should
paid for these
I
hours.
clock in and clock out? And the that means the break time between AM and PM is nothing, because AM sessions and Jan's sessions especially started say 9 and ends 10:30, and the PM sessions will start 10:30. فهو the same. There is no break.
Well, if there is no break, then you should
Okay.
not put her on a break.
Oh,
You
that
just should leave it
means
on.
I have from the beginning clock assign her AM and PM with one
Yes. Clock
out,
in
right?
and then
Yes,
clock
in
out at
case
the end of the day.
one of the invigilators on the PM session absent, and I have to take this the one that will be on the AM session for the PM session also.
It's okay.
In
It's
this
okay.
case, should I clock her out,
No,
or I will continue and
no, you
write
will just
the reason?
continue her shift. If you clock someone out, you will not be able to clock them
Able
in
to clock
again.
her in or him
No.
in until 30 minutes or 15 minutes, I think.
You cannot. You will not be
I
able
cannot.
to.
That's
No.
why I have to take it as a joint.
Exactly. She will just if there is a break in the middle, you will just be able to put in a break. But if you clocked someone out during
I
the
think
day,
in John's session there will not be a break. There
it's okay.
will
So
not.
you will just continue the shift from clocking out in and then clocking out. And that's it.
Okay, and write the reason. That's it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, Kudra.
No, that's okay, Hashim. Thank you very much for answering all those questions. Anyone else with another question? Because on my end, I think I've ended the CICO demonstration. So if there are any other questions coming in, please
I
feel
just have a
free
couple of
to
notes
ask.
to tell everyone. So as I said, this is not going to be your responsibility alone. This will be split between you and the control room staff. You just need to organize how you are going to do it. So, for example, if you have 20 venue staff, you can simply split the names between your assistants, and each assistant should be responsible for a number of venue staff during the day. They should be able to plug them in and out. That's the second thing. We are in the process of printing Kiko cards. So we will be sending the Kiko cards to your houses, to your homes within, I think, next week or the week after, before the session. So all the venue stuff in January session you will have their cards printed before the session. So this way, the venue stuff, you will just need to scan the QR code, and then you will be able to plug them in and out. The second thing is we are sending also SIM cards to everyone in January session. We are also sending it to your houses along with the Kiko cards, and it will have mobile internet and calls, so you will be able to use the internet on the SIM card that you will have. The thing is, we cannot the only thing that we are asking you is, or the thing that's a bummer, mainly is you or the assistants will need to use your own devices for this. We used to have tablets. We tried the tablets. The tablets are really, really old. They are unusable, and they did not even open the website, even though it's just a website. But that's the only thing that we couldn't find a way around. So we are really thankful if that's okay with you. Well, if you missed anything, that's what I said. In January session, we are using both methods. You are using Kiko 100%, but you are still using the manual sheets or the Excel sheets, whatever you prefer. And of course, support staff are not on the system. They are still on the offline payment, manual timesheets. Did I miss anything, Wala, Rami?
Can I ask another question, please? I missed the training from the beginning. It was hanged from me.
We will upload this on YouTube.
Okay,
We will
but
be
can I
sending it
ask
to the WhatsApp. Yes, of
another
course.
question? That means if I have مثلا 20 invigilator, can I distribute them between me and the other
Yes.
assistant at the same
Yes.
time? We will clock each one 5. Well,
That's
even
okay. But
I have to clock the 20s.
no. they can do it because we will put everyone as a senior role, so they can all access the session
Okay.
just like you, and
And
they
that
can all click in and out people.
that will be on our mobile, our device, not on the
Or
computer.
theirs. It's okay. It does not have to be
Okay.
yours.
Is
As
it
long
possible to
as
do it from the laptop?
that's okay as well. Right,
That's
Badra? Yes. Yes, yes.
okay. Thank you.
But the thing with the laptop is you will
My
not be
laptop,
able to
my
scan.
personal laptop, I usually take it with me all the time. I think it is better from doing on the phone, and we will share the computer with
The
each
good
other.
thing about the phone is you will just be able to scan the Kiko cards. It will not take a second to clock in people and out. That's the good thing about the
Okay.
mobile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hashem, I
Mm.
have just one final thing to be added, if you please.
Yes, please.
That I just need to assure to all supervisors that we are giving their control room members senior access so they can distribute or divide the task between them and all of the assistant supervisors. When allocating them to the system, we are giving them a senior role too. So assistants can have the same task with them, okay?
Thank you. No.
Most welcome.
Anything else? Well,
No,
we will.
Hey,
we hope it will march.
what if we missed anything during the
وانا
day?
قلت لك بقى we will still use the manual sheets. We will not stop using Excel sheets and manual sheets. We will still use this along with Kiko because that's what we think. Because if anything goes wrong, we have but like try not to rely on having a manual sheet. Try to use the system 100% as much as you can. Yes, David.
Sorry, can I ask something else?
And
Is
just
all
wait.
the cards are working? All
Yes,
the,
yes.
the ID cards are working?
Yes, yes. We are printing
If
him as we
something
are
happened,
speaking.
if anything, any invigilator didn't bring his ID or her ID with him.
It's okay. You will just manually
Can we
plug
do
them
it
in from
manually?
the system, just like Kodra
Can we
did.
do it manually?
Yes, yes.
That's okay. Thank you.
David, sorry, David.
Yes, never mind. I open the Kiko now and it's empty. I'm sure because we have no location today. Can we make it an location as a test? Can we test it the system before the location start, the session start?
Okay, it's really not possible because the dates are related to the timetable that's for the session. So we can only open sessions during the like the subjects that are in the timetable. So we cannot really open, demo things. No.
Okay, as a
But
demo,
don't
yes.
worry, man. You will be able to handle it. Don't worry, especially you.
Okay.
Biro'a.
Thank you. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.
We
Just
will use the
another
same
quick.
password on VSP,
Sorry,
right?
man. Can we just take Ro'a's first, please? Yes, Ro'a.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to tell you the application is very easy. You won't take that much time learning how to do it. I did try it last session, and it really does save a lot of time. And I believe it's a very good step إن احنا نستخدمها in January. But I do have a question. Hesham, regarding the fact that we will be using our personal devices, is it just for the upcoming session, or this is an ongoing problem for the rest of the sessions?
I
Because
believe
if
it's
it's just
gonna
for
be.
the upcoming session, I think it's okay. We can just use it as a trial. But if it will continue for the rest of the sessions that we need to use our personal devices, I think this is not going to work.
Why?
Why? Because it's not fair. I won't be able to go tell my assistants I need you to download a certain application for the British Council to be using it on your own personal devices. We can request that from the employees.
It's a website. It's not an application, even though you can still download it, but it's a website. And
yeah, but it's the
really
same
not
problem. I am using my own personal device for the British Council, which is not fair.
To be honest,
I don't mind doing it for the upcoming
I
session.
understand.
Like, I don't mind doing
understand.
it, but I believe it's not
But
fair.
I'm
And I won't be
being
able to. I honestly won't be able to ask my employee to do that. I could do it for a short time or for a short period, but I don't believe it's fair to do this for a long time. Or will that be the norm? because it's not fair.
I'm just gonna be realistic. I don't think that we can purchase mobile phones, especially for a session like major. I'm just being. I think
Could
it will
at least,
continue.
could you at least request this at least for the future?
I really. We talked about this. Trust me, but with the number of venues we will have, it will be a fortune to buy mobile phones, and I don't think we can handle that to each venue, you know. And also, for big venues, we require more than one mobile. So that's a different scenario. That's a different thing. So but trust me, as you already know it, the system is very simple. It does not require you to actually like download something or use it as it's. You will just use it for like 15 minutes before and after, and that's it. It's a very simple thing to do, but it will save you a lot of time and also us. What do you think? But
I truly know because I
I
did try it
understand. I
on
understand your
October,
point, I
November. I
swear,
truly
but
understand.
I'm just being realistic. I don't think we will be able to
Okay,
acquire.
so in case we won't be able to have devices from the British Council, the venue staff actually do have the right to refuse using the system and just using manual sheets. Is that okay? Because again, I can't force the staff to use it, and I'm not gonna usually like I'm not gonna use it on my phone, to be honest. I can use it for January, but I won't be able to do this for the rest of the sessions, and I won't be able to request my employees. Like I can ask them, but I won't be able to request them to actually do it. So if that was the case, and we don't have a device to be used in the venue, is it okay to just use the manual sheets?
It's okay, but